guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows for you. And I'm excited again. So in this project I'm rolling in 5 eyeshadows randomly that I'm working on until I hit pan on them, and then I'm rolling them out and something new rolls in. So let's jump in, starting off with the products that have been in here the longest. The original palette has been in here since January. We're in April now. And I've been working on 2 shades in here. So I've been working on the purple and the dark blue. Starting off with the purple, because why not? I don't know if you can see it from there, but if you look at the close-up, you can definitely see that I have hit the tiniest bit of pan on that one. I was not expecting to hit pan as quickly as I did, or with like as little uses as I did, but it happened, so I'm happy. And then the dark blue, taking me a little bit longer. Well, actually, let me talk about the uses on the purple first. So that purple shade I had used 7 times before, and I've used it 5 more times to hit pan on it, which is only 12 uses to get there. Now I had some usage on it already because it is one of those shades that I have been using before. This was one of the first like proper eyeshadow palettes that I bought, but this is the purple shade right here. I'm not putting it on my hand because it's going out. And yeah, I'm not gonna forget the swatches this time. So 12 uses on that one, and then we're moving on, like I said, to the dark blue shade. This one has been in here since January as well. I've used it 4 times before. That's not true. I've used it 6 times before, and I've used it 4 times this time around. So a total of 10 uses on that one. It is definitely a dark blue, so like in a way you could almost look at it as a black and use it that way, but then at the same time it is not that dark. I am using it on the outside of my eyes today, but we're at the end of the day and I've been in work and I've cycled in and out, so it doesn't look as nice anymore. But this is what the shade looks like when I just apply it to my eyes as well. Normally using this in my outer corner because that's just where it makes sense for me. Then for the Urban Decay shadow box in here, I'm working on Lost, which is the brown eyeshadow right here, and this one has been in here since January as well. I've started to use it a little bit more, although as you guys know I've got my browns in my Nutrition New palette, in my Panda palette as well, so it's kind of figuring out how to combine these things together. It's a nice shade, but it is fairly similar to kind of the browns that I have in there as well. They all have like that little bit of a shimmer in there, so yeah, I'm just, every time the Pan Those Eyeshadows is coming closer, I'm making sure I use it a couple of times, and then it kind of goes to the background a little bit more. I focus on my Panda palette shades, and then I get some uses on this shade. That's kind of what I'm hoping to keep doing as well. So for this one, I had used it 4 times before. I've used it 5 times this time around. My hands are already getting dirty. I've used it 5 times this time around, so not too bad. A total of 9 uses on that one. And it's just like, it's a nice brown, but like I can only work on so many browns at the same time. So that is that one. 9 uses, in my opinion, still not too bad considering I'm focusing on multiple browns at the same time. Then last time I rolled in a shade from the Oh So Special palette, and luckily enough that was a brown as well. Now what I like about this one is that it is a matte brown, but it still is a fairly dark brown shade, and I'm using a fairly dark brown shade in my Panda palette that I'm trying to hit side pan on really badly at the moment, so I haven't really used this one a whole lot. 1 time to be exact, which since I rolled it in last time is the only time that I've used it, so definitely still have some work to do on that one. And it doesn't really come across very well in that first swatch right here. My hands are really dry too, so I don't think that is helping at all, but like I would have wished for another shade from that palette when I rolled that palette in again, but that is the shade right here. Just a dark matte brown, which works nicely in your crease and outer corner without making things too shimmery, but focusing on too many browns, so not making a huge amount of progress on that one. Then we have the Jewels palette, and in here I rolled in a shade that I really like. This was the shade right here, so that kind of like bronzy, like coppery type shades, like the reddish. To me it still feels like a neutral, This is what that one looks like. So I definitely have a very like nicely fitting together palette right here. But like I really like the shade. The only issue this time around is that I was really trying to finish the blue shade from my Pan palette, and a bright blue combined with like a shimmery reddish copper shade, maybe not the best combination ever. So I have used this one once as well, which better than zero. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this one once I've made some progress on that blue shade, and I'm not focusing on like cool tone shades. There is of course that darker red shade in my palette as well, so it might interfere a little bit with that one, but I think I can use this enough to hit pan on it in the next 2 to 3 months or so. So yeah, I'm rolling out one eyeshadow, which means I get to roll in one new eyeshadow. So I'm gonna get my laptop and my phone and we're gonna see what we're gonna end up with. So just to talk some quick numbers first. I have at the moment 49 eyeshadows per pan. I had 45 last time, but I've hit 4 pans in the last month, which is also pretty exciting. One of them is in here, one of them was in my, which was it? The Panner's pan, spoiler. And I've hit 2 pans in my Pan palette as well. So for new pans, since the last time I updated you, my total eyeshadow is 163. I had 162 last time, but I realized I forgot to put one back somewhere in my spreadsheet. That's always been there, but it was not in my spreadsheet. Then my pen percentage has moved from 27.8 to 30.1%. So we're in the 30s, which is very exciting. Let's make our way to the 40s soon-ish. I think maybe we should be able to get there this year still actually, but then at the same time with my Pan palette and finishing off shades, let's see where we can get. At least 35, that should definitely be possible. Anyway, I have 8 eyeshadows in projects at the moment, so combining all of that together means I've got 106 eyeshadows to pick from. Picking one, I'm not gonna pick any blacks, as you guys know, because there is a black that I'm actively working on and I cannot try and hit pan on a black and try to finish off a black, because you don't need that much black in your eye looks most of the time. And then I'm not gonna go for the silvers yet either, because I'm still recovering, repaleting, or whatever you want to call it, from that silver that I've been working on for a long time. So, okay, 1 to 106. The shade we're gonna get is 94. And 94, what is that? It's in the Catrice The Seasons Must Have palette, which already has 2 pans. It's a quattro, or a quad, what do you call it even? I think I know which shade it is, but let's get it and take a quick look, see what we're going to be working with. So here we have the Catrice This Season's Must Have palette, and I thought I knew which shade it was. I was wrong. I thought we were gonna have the purple shade, because for some reason I thought that was on this side, but it's not. So 1, 2 is the gray shade. I've already made the slightest bit of progress on the gray. I don't know whether it's, I think it may have rolled into this project actually towards the end of the year, but I never got to actually hitting pan on it. It's a matte gray, which means that it should be easy enough to use as a transition shade because it's not overly dark. Let me actually swatch it as well. It's very much like a pavement gray. Is that a word? I don't know. Yeah. So this palette is pretty boring. If I wouldn't have had those 2 browns in my Pan palette, I actually would have not minded that much, because it's nice to have some neutrals to play with alongside the other things that you're working on. I've got 2 more cool tone shades. I've got 3 warm tone shades. Not really anything that goes on the eyelid very easily, or at least that I would wear on my eyelids. I like slightly lighter shades. I've got a transition shade though, which is always nice. I can throw that in a couple of times just to get some uses on it and slowly work towards pan. The dark blue is definitely going to take me a bit of time. The same for the dark brown right here. I think the like Lost shade and especially this one have the biggest chance of having pan on them the soonest, although I'm really not expecting to have pan by next time. If any of them would have pan, I think it would be the one from the Jewels palette. just because it is a shimmery shade which always moves a bit quicker. For some reason that specific shade seems to be a little bit lower in the pan than the others, so that could also give it a little bit of a advantage. There is a slightest bit of a dip in there already, but I don't think I'm gonna hit pan on that one by next time. But maybe I'll surprise myself, so let's see. But yeah, that is it for now. Let me know if you guys have any amazing ideas on how to combine these shades together, but I think I'm gonna have to like combine them with other things that I'm working on, because I'm not really seeing this turning into a really nice eye look. But yeah, anyway, that is it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.